serious, what is your deep dark secret that you need to let off your chest? I've been hiding my recurring drug addiction from everyone. My parents and most other people think I got sober years ago. In reality I relapse every 6 months to once a year. To the point where I have to lie to get out of work for a couple days to fight withdrawals. I missed so many important social interactions because of it, and I hate myself every time it happens. I'm the best at believing my own lies, that this time I can use responsibly. That I've been lying to everyone the past several months, that I've gotten better. Don't get me wrong, I drink less, but still a lot. Barely made it out of bed the past 3 weeks. Just incredibly isolating. I'll live. How about you op? I'm really bad at forming bonds with people. I might act like I care about people, but deep down, I just want to be left to myself. I have to act like I belong with the people around me when I clearly don't. I feel like I'm just cheating everyone around me. I have really bad intrusive thoughts. I am trying to get a new therapist because I just moved, but my intrusive thoughts are why I really never want to live in another place with a balcony. Not because I am afraid of heights. Edit. Gosh, I really did not expect this to blow up. I appreciate all your responses. I want to clarify a few things. I have OCD and bipolar 2. I have been diagnosed, have been in therapy, and on medication for over a year, and I'm seeking a new therapist right now. I recently moved. Intrusive thoughts are absolutely normal, but it also depends on the scale of them and how they are affecting you. If they are causing you a lot of distress, you may want to talk to somebody about it. I'm a single late 20s guy, and I sometimes wonder if all my parents and friends stopped talking to me, if I would really care. My ability to empathize with others is almost non-existent. When I'm in a situation where everyone else around me is crying, their emotion doesn't rub off on me at all. I'm more stressed about trying to make myself appear just as sad as them than the actual situation causing the sadness for others. After finding out I was infected with HIV as a child, right before I turned 15, I suppressed every bit of my sexuality when I am around other people, to the point that even the thought of kissing someone gives me tremendous anxiety. Now that I have started working on those issues, along with my almost 20-year marriage ending, I am terribly afraid I am going to die sad and alone. I am out of place. Constantly. Even the things I love, I feel out of place doing. People take one look at me and smile awkwardly to ease the tension. Think that my injuries make me stupid. They throw subtle insults at me because they think that I am their punching bag and will do it willingly. In reality, I am not dumb. I know what you are thinking or feeling just by the look on your face or by the way you shake my hand. I know that you are probably disgusted by my appearance. And I know that you are going to find the quickest way out of wherever we are so as to text your friends about the weirdo you just found. I have tried making friends. However, I can only do so online because we live in a world where appearance is everything. So I continue to be the nicest person I can be, as long as there is a barrier between our faces. As long as you cannot see me, you can see who I'm on the inside. I'm scared of the real me. I'm not an angry person generally. I rarely get mad at things. I'm not a violent guy. A few times I have gotten legitimately angry. Or even just irritated. I've been told by people it genuinely scared them. Hearing that cut deep. I hate knowing that I've genuinely made people afraid. Deep down inside I'm actually a horrible person. I just behave myself and do what I need to do in order to fit in. I genuinely don't feel like there is a place for someone like me in our society though. I don't trust my girlfriend. It is not her fault. And she has always been great to me. My last serious relationship was 4 years long and absolutely horrible. I was treated like shit and cheated on. And now I cannot trust my current girlfriend just because I am fucked up. It leaves me constantly anxious and worrying. I know that it is not her fault, so I just have to deal with it. I have an eating disorder I have managed to hide from people for 8 years. Sometimes I forget it is not normal. I've had depression for the past 7 years. But have nobody to tell, because I just don't feel like I have a close enough relationship with them. The only 2 people I trusted enough to tell found a way to blame me for all their issues and cut me out of their lives completely. Now I go through stages of utter depression. And then other stages of depression because I feel guilty for feeling this way. And then to top it off, another wave because of the thought that if my mother knew, it'd tear her apart, and that's something that would push me over the edge. I have been pretty close to ending my life, not once, twice. I luckily don't have suicidal thoughts anymore. Something I do have now though is an illness which is deadly, so I'm slightly scared and I'm not happy. I haven't been for months, and I feel too powerless and afraid to change anything. I sort of just hope everything stops. Throw away for obvious reasons I'm living with an STD that I'm too scared to tell anyone about. I was too stupid to get help and start managing it, and I'd lost the will to live or better myself in any way. This has slowly been destroying my relationships with my family and friends as I seclude myself more and more. Now I'm about to get kicked out of my place with no job, skills, or money. It's not much of a secret because I've told a few people, but I was sexually assaulted by my best friend at a sleepover when I was 11, and I haven't really healed since. Who I'm is a facade. I genuinely don't know who I am. I'm legit just an empty shell. I become the person people want me to be. Removed. I've been all alone for many years, and I hate it. But I also don't feel like doing anything about it. This not really that deep or dark. But at one point in my life, I was a really horrific person. I was angry and violent, and I hated everyone, including my family. It was at this point of my life when I was the reason my mum wanted to kill herself. I look back and think what an awful person I was. I don't even think she told me this personally. I am pretty sure I heard her talking to my sister. It makes me really guilty to know I could have been the cause of that. I have not forgiven myself for it, and I never will. I've been sober for 2 years and I pretend to think life is way better, but in reality it sucks to not have a go-to vice. I don't want to put people off sobriety or make my loved ones worry about relapse. So I don't share how much I fantasize about being able to use drugs or alcohol to check out. I'm a parent, midlife, and most of the time I'm just grinding it out. Yes, exercising helps, but it's just another fucking thing on my to-do list. I'm happy for people who don't feel this way, but I would love to meet another person in recovery who agrees that it sucks to not have any chemical options and that being present in every freaking mundane aspect of your life isn't necessarily a treat. I don't love sobriety. I'm doing it because I have a family and my responsibilities that trump everything else. Not being a shit parent is worth it all, but it still sucks. I'm emotionally stunted and have to take social cues on how to act. I hate my job. I tried to kill myself by cutting my throat during a psychotic episode. I now have quite a prominent scar across my neck and only my immediate family know how I got it. Otherwise, tell people it was a gardening accident. I haven't told anyone the real cause as I'm afraid of the stigma associated with psychotic illness. I was raped the weekend before boot camp. I got a UT from it. The first week of boot camp was me in severe pain and completely mentally unstable. Having drill instructors tell me I should have been swallowed and that I am disgusting pushed me over the edge. I told my SDI and went home for failure to adapt. I gave up the career I wanted because of it. My parents thought I was just a failure. No one but those drill instructors know the truth. The man who raped me is also an instructor and would have been my superior officer had I chose to stay in. Military men are cool. I recently came to the realization that my so doesn't want children due to her mental illness, and as much as it's a deal breaker for me, I don't feel like I can break it off and leave her to suffer through her depression and anxiety on her own. I feel trapped. I'm working on my master's degree in law. I've wanted to become a lawyer ever since I was a kid. It's really fucking hard and sometimes I fantasize about quitting. Moving back to my small hometown, buying a deep fryer, and getting a job at the local supermarket. No more expectations. No more pressure. I wouldn't do it, but God, sometimes I really want to. LSD and magic mushrooms saved my life. I was a depressed, anxious and suicidal wreck, and everything I tried just didn't work. 3 years made me deadly sick and therapy made me feel lost. I have never had any kind of serious childhood trauma, except my childhood best friend turning into a cold-blooded murderer. But even that I do not associate with my condition. I felt like I was done. Nothing would help me get up from this absolute hell, and I really felt suicide was the only option I had left. And if it wasn't for my lovely parents, I would have gone through with it. That is, until I stumbled on a subreddit called r/microdosing. Basically you take a subperceptual dose of a chosen psychedelic. Or mushrooms, this would be 0.2 g, for which a normal trip dose is between 34 grams. You do not have any visuals. And the effects are very hard to notice. But the psychedelics open your mind and gives you more control of your feelings. I managed to completely rewire my brain and I just felt the depression and anxiety melt away. My happiness level just exploded. I feel extremely confident in every social interactions. So much more creative than I've ever been, and my emotional intelligence is very high. I would recommend it to everyone, and not only for people like me. This could really benefit everyone in the entire world that doesn't have a serious mental condition. For those who hesitate, meditation is also a very good alternative which can grant some of the same effects. And being more in touch with your inner conscious. It literally changed my view of the world. And I have no problem completely dismissing the negative thoughts and only focus on the negative. I also genuinely believe this is how the human mind is supposed to work.